You must celebrate behaving like a human being. Marcus Aurelius gives us this practice. And essentially this means when you fail, when you mess up, when you do something you told yourself you were going to never do again, you do something so foolish you can't even believe you did it, that you must celebrate it and understand that you are an imperfect creature. And for an imperfect creature not to be perfect, it just goes without saying. So for you to destroy yourself and beat yourself up for every little mistake you make it's not okay. And when you hold yourself to a standard of being perfect, you're bound to fail, and it's impossible. And you don't want to try to do impossible things. There's a difference between doing something that is extremely difficult or doing something that people think is impossible. But clearly being perfect is impossible. So do not try to do what is impossible. You should strive to be, great. You should strive for excellence, but not perfection. So when you fail, celebrate behaving like a human being. And this doesn't mean, throw yourself a party and celebrate and continue to make these mistakes because you're a human being and it's okay because I'm not perfect and I don't need to willingly try to not make these mistakes. That's not what it means. It means don't beat yourself up when you make mistakes because you are a human being and it's bound to happen. So celebrate it, but first, I believe you should repent, you should weep, you should feel bad. You should feel bad for, going back on your word or failing or whatever it may be. Something that was in your control that you messed up or you could have prevented or you told yourself you weren't going to do again. You should repent for these things. You should be sad about them, but you should learn from them and not continuously beat yourself up. Because you can't get out of the mindset of beating yourself up over it. You're not going to be able to learn from it. And that's what's most important. You must learn from it. And the only way you can start learning from it is if you start forgiving yourself. So you have to forgive yourself. And I'm forgetting where I heard this from, but essentially it goes, the first step is the first step of gaining wisdom is starting not to blame others. The second step is not blaming yourself. And the third step is just not blaming anybody because it's nobody's fault. You're an imperfect creature. You're going to make mistakes. It's nobody's fault. It just is what it is. And once you can get to that point and realize this, that is where true wisdom and knowledge comes from. And that's where you need to be to truly celebrate behaving like a human being.